This video is about how being completely ignored by a passerby in Kyoto became a lesson in strength, showing me how to stop people-pleasing, walk my own path, and find freedom from needing external validation. So, if you are into conscious living, transformational travel, and that kind of synchronicities that shift your perspective, you may find this video inspiring. This isn't a video guide to Kyoto. On a quiet street in Arashiyama, I discovered more than directions gone apparently wrong. My first encounter with a local in Kyoto made me experience directly the rumor that Japanese people in Kyoto are quite different from those in Tokyo. And I learned an important lesson, actually a highly necessary attitude when integrated with soul. Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to my spiritual travel diary. I am Adriana, a pragmatic idealist and deep life coach, and I help you find true fulfillment. So there I was, just arrived in Kyoto, standing on a quiet side street, the kind where silence itself seems to lean against the houses. Google Maps swore I was at the right place, but something didn't look right. I was confused. The air felt still, almost expectant. And then I saw a man walking by, calm and steady, as if he carried the rhythm of the universe in his footsteps. I held out my phone, doing that universal tourist gesture, pointing at the map on the screen, with a hopeful smile. Sumimasen. And he simply walked past me, not rude, unapologetic, just as though I belonged to another dimension entirely. He didn't seem to acknowledge me at all. And for a moment, I honestly questioned my visibility. I was like, did I just vanish? But instead of getting offended, something inside me clicked. For years, my coach has been reminding me of a Romanian saying, which goes like, Câinii latră, ursul merge. And I couldn't really get it. Dogs are barking and the caravan moves on or keeps moving. His constant homework to me was to stop caring so much about other people's expectations of me and to just keep walking my own path. And here was the perfect masterclass from a stranger in Kyoto who didn't even know I existed, though I was in front of him, just the two of us in the middle of the street. In that moment, I finally understood what it looks like to live without needing external validation. And then, as if on cue, another man appeared from a tiny pathway in between two houses, gesturing me to follow him. And that was my host, I realized. After all, Google Maps had taken me to the right place, just at the back entrance. The timing of my host appearing in that moment felt almost orchestrated. This is one of the many ways my spiritual travels unfolds, and I'm sharing with you because I strongly believe that wherever we go, wherever we travel, that place has such potential to impact and trigger transformational effects in us. We just need to be aware, to pay attention to our inner voice, our soul's voice, which is quiet and full of wonder, ready to learn, compared to the voice in our head, which in that situation probably would have gotten me frustrated, definitely offended, adding yet another layer to my defense mechanisms without actually getting me out of them, hence maintaining the chain reaction instead of breaking free from it. So I would have remained trapped in my own cocoon of self-protection. Ego, that is.
¿Cuándo van a estar en casa, vale? Así que en cuanto me respondan te digo. Open this to like show respect to that. Ah, I see.
There's one like that. Bye.
If you also want to let go of your people-pleasing tendencies, your need for external validation, or that hurt feeling that you feel when others don't acknowledge you, here's what I suggest. First, observe. Notice why you are triggered. What triggers you? Where in your body does it feel? And how? Usually it's a contraction. How does it feel? Where in your body? What does your mind associate this trigger and the situation with? Often, it brings up a memory from way past, in your past, where you felt the same, usually childhood, but it could be more if more things in a similar way have happened that have like, I call it like train railways. So if you have a really solid, well-built railway, that's where the mind will push the new experience all the time, making it like, oh, it's like that and like that and like that. Remember this chain of situation that has happened like that. This is the mind making these associations. And while that is good, and the mind is a good librarian, organizing things, and then does its job, it is our soul's job to stop believing that the only way we can react is to add another layer and another layer on that, and to continue building that track. We can shift lanes. We can change tracks. We can fly. How about take a plane and lift up, raising our point of view? The second point is to question curious and ask yourself, is this true? Has this happened exactly the same before? And make sure you find out, is this my interpretation? Is this your interpretation? Or is this actually the truth of the matter? And pay attention to your projections, because we often project a lot. So try to notice that. And then remember, everything that happens to us happens for us, in the sense of they are there to help us see something inside of us and help us make a difference inside of us in how we react to it, how we interpret it, how we handle it, and how we grow from it. So ask yourself, how can this situation, who is here to help me, help me? If your choice is to grow and to transform, if you see it as a lesson to take you further, how can you actually integrate it to help you? Just ask. Don't have to answer it. Just have to do this second step. After you observe, you ask, how can this actually help me? With curiosity, not with a sarcasm. Third step. Once you see how this situation can help you, decide to act on it. And to do that, let it help you. For example, in my situation, once I got back to Copenhagen, to my usual environment and people and friends and routines, I chose to embody what I saw in that man, his centeredness, which inspired me. To be completely undisturbed by what other people expected of me. To simply let go of my need to be validated by how I responded to their expectations. Like, for example, one evening at a friend's gathering, I was engaged in a conversation with a friend, and another one wanted my attention, so he came right in front of me, like vocally verbalizing loudly that he wanted my attention. I chose to stay focused on the initial conversation until that came to a natural ending, and then I gave my attention to the second friend. He was surprised, making some jokes about how I handled it. Either way, I didn't really mind. I felt good. I felt free to do how I considered it is the growth, the transformative way for me to handle this. I continued to be like this, to implement consciously this attitude. Of course, if the help was necessary, I would help. It's like, this is not about being indifferent. It's about making the distinction between me trying to always be there and please, and instead of just selecting when is the moment to do that appropriately, as considered as possible, but considering my well-being first, my ability to actually help if help was needed. It wasn't long before I started to notice people respecting my rhythm, my availability, on my own terms. So sometimes the most extraordinary teachers are strangers who don't even know they are teaching you. It is up to you to catch that opportunity and learn. This was an important lesson in Kyoto, learning strength from being completely ignored when I needed help. The next day, while walking through majestic cedar trees, I had another realization that touched me to tears. What I used to call home, the place where I belong, was rewritten in the wonder of those trees. So see you in the next video where I share that story.